Good evening, everyone. Welcome to February 5th meeting of Community Boards 11 Environmental Open Space and Parks. My name is Rosa Diaz, and I am the chair of this committee. This meeting is called to order at 6:33 p.m. Tonight, we are joined by Khalid Nixon, our staff liaison. In order to conduct an efficient meeting, let's observe a few ground rules. No one may speak until granted the floor. Community Board 11 members, if you have a question about board business or wish to make a motion, please raise your hand and wait to be recognized. To raise your hand through Zoom, click the participants icon and you will find a hand raise function there. If you have technical difficulties, please let us know in the chat and relate your difficulty to the staff. Members should not engage in a back and forth discussion. The chair will recognize the next person to speak. The chat should not be used for Community Board 11 business or questions about the agenda topics. All such questions and remarks should be made on the record when recognized by the chair. Please keep your questions and comments brief and on topic to the discussion. Members of the public, if you have a question or comment about the subjects on the agenda, please raise your hand and wait to be recognized. And with that, we are going to do roll call. Thank you, Khalid.
Okay, committee member, can you pass me a pen, please? Committee members, there are.
Go like that.
Sorry, Connie, just give me 1 second. There are 10 members on this committee, 6 are needed for quorum. Fernando Alvarez. Present. Rosa Diaz.
Present.
Chancellor Greg.
Present.
Connie Lee. Connie.
Present.
Thank you, Connie.
You're welcome.
Malik McCullum. Samantha Pedrero asked to be excused. Debbie Quinones.
Present.
Russell Schuler. Agatha White. Thank you, Agatha. Michelle Wilshire Clement. Yep.
Thank you. And for the record, you mentioned Samantha?
Samantha, yes. She sent an email earlier. She requested to be excused. Do you want to acknowledge
No,
it?
absent. Thank
So
you.
I'm marking her as absent.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Russell?
No, that's not Russell.
Russell's coming. Russell's
Okay.
making entrance.
Yes, Russell is here.
Russell is here,
Martin,
okay.
present. Thank you, Russell, for being here. Okay, we have quorum. Okay, we have quorum. The agenda for tonight's meeting was distributed ahead of time by the board's office and was posted online. If there's no objection, we will adopt the agenda as stated. Committee members, do you have any objection to the agenda in front of your eyes or Zoom? No. Okay. Seeing no objections, the agenda for tonight's meeting is adopted. And the minutes, not sure if the vice chair provided the minutes.
I don't think so. He didn't provide anything.
Okay, so the minutes were not done. They will be provided next month. Apologies for that. And with that, we are going to the announcements.
Sure. I can start.
We have Manhattan Clean Energy Hub resource.
Parks. No, this was just an announcement for the Manhattan Clean Energy Hub resource. They're going to have a full presentation in March for the housing committee. Right? So we did have the email, but I provided the resource for everybody in the email. They can take a look at that if they like, and if they want to attend. Should the housing committee decide to finalize that on their agenda, they can attend that meeting and listen into, those that matter.
Right, the presentation. It was sent via email, right?
Yes.
Thank
the
you.
link to this, yes.
Yes. Okay. I guess we are heading to presentations then.
informational updates, city agency partners, and what kind of groups.
The agenda looks a little bit different than my used
Yeah,
to.
you can just we've shortened our presentations
Okay.
and slides. Once we read all of this into the record, then we're taking off these presentation slides so everyone can view one another in the on the Zoom panel. But the agenda as is you see printed out, that's what we're gonna follow as normally.
Thank
But yeah,
you.
this is it's just shorthand because we reviewed or revised the presentation slides. That's all.
Okay.
Is this
Thank
gonna be
you.
moving forward, all, it's basically gonna look like this from now on?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, to accommodate, so we can all see each other on Zoom and everything like that, because nobody can really see anybody else when this is up.
Okay. This looks like the minutes.
Well,
Thank you, Khalid, for the explanation. Now we are going to informational updates. Department of Parks and Recreation.
Oh, hey. Good evening. I'm Jonathan Kovacs, District Manager with NYC Parks. And
In person. Thank you so much, by the way.
That's good to be in person. First, the seasonal job postings are now live on the NYC Parks website. So these are seasonal postings for jobs that run April through September. And postings are up until filled. And it's a good opportunity to get your foot in the door working with the agency, since there'll be a potential opportunity for year-round employment as well. And there are postings for maintenance workers and different positions within maintenance and operations of the parks. City park workers, associate park service worker, gardeners, and workers with the pools, the filter plant operators. There's also positions open with the public programs division. The nature adventure guides and summer camp counselors are available as well. We mentioned before the lifeguard qualifying tests. Those are this month, Monday the 9th at Gertrude Ederle Rec Center, and Wednesday the 25th, and Saturday the 28th at Chelsea Rec Center. And spaces are still available for those. There's more info and registration on the website. Real quick, there's some events going on this month. The Urban Park Rangers are leading some Black History Month programming. There's a historic Harlem Park super hike, Saturday the 21st at noon, that meets in Morningside Park on Manhattan Avenue and 110th Street. And that's a big hike through St. Nicholas Park, Jackie Robinson Parks, a good way to see the historic Harlem Parks. And then there's a Seneca Village tour programming Saturday the 14th, 1 p.m., meeting at West 81st Street, Central Park West. And that'll be a way to learn about Seneca Village's residents in the 1800s and community pre-Central Park. And so that's what I got for this month. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Does anyone have any questions? Yes, sir.
The Central Village, February 14th, what time again?
1 p.m.
Anybody else have any questions?
Hi, yes, I do have a question.
Yeah. Agatha, I see that you're Zoom. Can you raise your hand for next time? But yes, you have the floor.
Oh, I didn't know about that feature that I needed to use. But yeah, good point. Thank you, Rosa.
Of course.
So I know our community board is thinking about a job fair. And since you're mentioning about the seasonal work, would the parks department be willing to participate in a job fair committee?
I'm sorry, the Economic Development Committee barely had discussions on that, Agatha. You might want to circle that back to Xavier Santiago, who's the committee chair for that, and then we can figure out having the committees collaborate on that, okay? But there hasn't been any further development regarding the CB11 job fair at this time, okay?
Since there was some talk, then I just wanted to mention it just as a thought in the future. But thank you.
Of course. Yes, and we'll bring it up. I'll be sure to bring it up for the meeting this February 23rd, okay?
Wonderful, thanks.
Of course.
Okay, any other questions for our parks department?
I'm Debbie Quinones. I'm with the Friends of Our Park Alliance, which is on 120th Street, between Lexington and 3rd. And I've been calling Steve Simon because they have been allocated $4 million for renovation, complete renovation, and we want to kind of coordinate a community feedback session. So if you can kind of communicate to him that I'm going to be looking for him.
Okay.
Because I'm just saying, it's something that we have to work towards. And tell him what that is.
Deputy.
Debbie
Yes, will you want him to introduce himself again? Do you want him to introduce himself again?
Is everybody else know?
Everybody else?
Yes, Jonathan, with Jonathan Kovacs?
Yeah.
Yes. He's a new representative for us. Yes.
I know. I know I'm on paper.
Oh,
That's what I'm saying.
No, but before, yeah, it is. Okay, any other questions before we move on with, well, the Department of Sanitation is not here. Are they here?
nobody from DSNY is here right now. Wait, but David Soleno has his hand raised. We still have, and Tapashi Naveen as well.
Totally apologize. I forget to look at the computer right in front of me. Tapashi and David, please take it away.
Tapashi, you go first.
Okie dokie, thank you. Good evening, everyone. I don't think we're with new people, but my name is Tapashi Narayan. I'm the Historic Harlem Parks Administrator. We have our wonderful Jonathan in person there today. He's the manager for Marcus Garvey and Jackie Robinson Parks and Community Board 10 and 11. So thank you, Jonathan, for those updates. At Marcus Garvey in the Rec Center, we have a few events. On Saturday, February 7th, the Rec Center is hosting Mia Moore Paint Night event. This will be from 1 to 3 p.m. It's a night of artistic exploration. You can celebrate the season of love with family and friends by painting a heartwarming masterpiece at this pre-Valentine's Day event. On February 20th, they're having a fashion, culture, and style on the runway from 5 to 8 p.m., again at the Rec Center. This is in celebration of Black History Month with a free evening focusing on the vibrant fusion of culture, fashion, and art in Harlem. This event will highlight the unique perspectives of local designers and artists while bringing the community together in a dynamic atmosphere. Don't miss this opportunity to enjoy an inspiring showcase of creativity and talent. And then on February 28th, they have His and Her Story. It's a Black History Month tribute. This is from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. You can come dance and have fun as they celebrate Black History Month from the point of view of international guest artists. The artists will share a choreography and songs of Africa and the U.S. with both male and female perspective of what Black History Month means. And yeah, I think that's it for me right now. David, you can. I think Matt is also on the call. So, Dave, since we're like a triage, I'll ask you to go after Matt.
So, can I ask some? Tapashi,
We have a question.
what time was the fashion culture show from?
Fashion Culture is from 5 to 8 p.m.
Oh, okay.
Anyone?
20th.
Mm-hmm. But if you don't want to be inside for Black History Month, the other option is the super hike that Jonathan mentioned through the linear parks. The West Harlem parks, Morningside, St. Nicholas, and Jackie Robinson with the Rangers.
Anybody else have any questions? And we're also going to table for the
Yes,
Jackie Robinson.
Thank you. I had that as my first item, but I didn't mention it. We have a date for the Jackie Robinson Day Festival. It is on April 18th from 12 to 4. In the past few years, Community Board 9, 10, and 11 has had tables and represented. So it's a great opportunity to see local organizations in Harlem at the bandshell, as well as hear some beautiful jazz music. So please come out. It's a family fun day. We activate many different sections of the park, including, so the band shell has community tabling and musical performance, and we'll have different sports activations, different clinics for kids to do. So we have baseball, basketball. This year we might have track and field, so we'll keep you posted. We're just starting to plan it, but very exciting event. And usually, I know sometimes the community boards will table in shifts. So Rosa has volunteered to be at the event, but I know help is always welcome.
Yes, and everyone is welcome. Everyone is welcome to come and table and have fun too. Any questions? Okay, we're moving on.
All right, Dave, I'll go next. So our rec centers are going to be open February 15th to the 21st for free. Come hop in a pool, jump on a track, use any of our exercise equipment, join any of our fitness classes, or join a program in our media labs. So take advantage of that. And if you want to take advantage of some of our rec center programming just a little bit earlier, on February 14th on Saturday at Thomas Jefferson, that we're going to be hosting a 10K run through East Harlem over to East River Park and back from 12 to 2:30. That's on Saturday, February 14th. For those those hardy souls willing to brave the cold. And then also on March 7th at Cherry Tree next month from 12 to 2, we'll be hosting some volunteers along with the friends group there to prep the playground for painting and doing some other spruce up. And just one last announcement. If you see our staff outside shoveling snow still this week, because we are still shoveling snow, our crews have been doing a lot of extra work on major bus routes across Harlem, shoveling out bus stops, hydrants, and crosswalks, not just in our parks properties. Please thank them because they've been working very, very hard in very cold temps here. So a little thank you would go a long way. And I'll happy to answer any questions before we pass it off to Dave.
We actually have Tammy here present, just in case. Tammy, do you want to invite everyone to the March 7th event?
Flyers. I've been giving them out all in my where I live at in the projects. I got a lot of people coming out to help me with the park. If it's a cold day, we figure we just gonna beautify the park. I got my little kids looking for rocks in the snow, but they got it though. They wanna write their names on it. Oh no. So yeah. So that's what I'm doing. If it's gonna be still cold, then we're gonna make a date for like maybe April. I go away April 10th. I know East is April, the first Sunday of April. So maybe the third week of April we'll come back, but we're gonna go out there anyway just to see what we've been doing.
I was gonna say we're gonna go out March 7th, guys. Mark your calendars.
I got all kinds of stuff coming out, so y'all come out with me, please.
Jeffrey's gonna be there?
Huh?
Jeffrey's gonna be there?
Yes, Jeffrey's gonna be there. You know Jeffrey?
I live across the street from you.
Okay, no, back and forth. Calm down, guys. Getting a little too excited.
Small world, right?
It is a small world, but March 7th, mark your calendars. Come by.
Yes, I need y'all.
Come by and support beautifying one of our parks.
That's right. Thank you, guys.
So much. If we are moving to David.
Thank you, Rosa. Happy February, everyone, and hope you're staying warm. Just want to second what Matt said about the snow removal. Our staff as well have been out there. It's been as everyone knows, a tough storm, and they're really doing a lot of great work outside of our parks. So just, want to acknowledge that as well. And like you said, if you see them, to thank them for that. It's been tough. Just some quick programming stuff for Randall's Island. We do have some volunteering opportunities for winter composting from 10 to 1 on Saturdays as weather permits. It hasn't permitted it very much this winter or this recently. You can always check randallsisland.org if we have to cancel or our social media. But that's 10 to 1 on the urban farm. We're gearing up for the spring as part of our educational programs. Spring field trip registrations for schools for our waterfront stewardship and edible education programs will be opening this Monday, February 9th. Registration is on their website for any interested schools. Trips start the week after spring break in April. And then just kind of a save the date. We'll have more information on it, but we'll be hosting our large community free community event, Earth Day event, on April 25th from 12 to 3. It's one of our big annual events we do. It's over by the Urban Farm and the Hellgate Picnic area. Yeah, it's April 25th. And again, as we get closer, I'll be sure to remind you. And just a quick update on the Community Forest Management Grant, which some of you may remember was a state DEC grant that Randall's Island got with the help of CB11. The Citizen Pruner Training, which is a part of that grant, the application for people interested in taking advantage of that, it's a free four-part training on tree care. The application is going to be opening in the next week or two. We'll be posting it through the social media, through randallsisland.org for people interested in applying. It's a free training to local residents to help learn how to care for street trees and trees in the park. It's a really great program. It's also Trees New York, I think, is the one that does it as well. But it's a really cool. So if people are interested, look for that or reach out to me if you have more information on that. And we're also working with a contracted tree care company as part of that grant to prune over 1,000 trees in the park to kind of get them ready for the season. So we remove some of the hazards that we know that can happen, especially over the winter with this heavy snow we've had. And last but not least, I want to introduce Luke Alisea. He is our new deputy administrator at Randall's Island, just started 2 weeks ago. So just wanted to have Luke get a chance to introduce himself, and you'll be seeing a lot of him on these meetings each month. Luke?
Thanks, Dave. Hey, good noon, everybody. As Dave mentioned, my name's Luke Alisea. Really excited to work with CB11. Just background, my last job was as the Park District Manager for Community Board 3, and I really leaned on the Community Board to learn, what we need to focus on and a lot of that historic knowledge that everyone has from living in the neighborhood. So really look forward to working with you guys, and I'll leave it short for tonight. Thank you.
Awesome.
Happy if there's any questions. If not, well, I'll be quiet.
Thank you so much and welcome, Luke. Are there any questions from any of the members? Okay, thank you so much, guys, for all the information that you guys provide. Please send me all the links and everything to share with all the members.
Will do.
And looking forward to continue our partnership. And we're moving on with the Department of Environmental Protection. Maybe we'll see them next month. Parks advocacy groups. Other community-based organizations, I think.
Sharon is here, but she's something. So.
I don't. You see her?
Sharon is here, but she's not raising her hand, so we can move on if no one has anything to chime in or say.
No,
Sharon,
I'm here to participate in a conversation regarding Earth Day.
Awesome. You guys know that you guys are included. That's not
Thank
even a
you.
question. Of course. Do you have any announcements or anything before we move on with the agenda?
I'm sorry, not at this time, Madam Chair.
No problem. Thank you. Okay, so we are moving with presentation, committee discussion on strengthening collaboration partnership with CUNY Hunter College. Yes, Ramiro, the floor is yours.
Hi. Thank you. Thank you for having me. Just a quick question. How much time are you giving me? I don't want to take up too much time, more or less.
30 seconds.
Yes, I can do it. It's more than I need.
You have 15 minutes.
Okay, 15 minutes should be more than enough. So my name is Ramiro Campos. I am adjunct instructor at the City University of New York, Hunter College. Born in Brooklyn, raised in Queens, from immigrant families. And that's why I want to teach, and that's why I do teach. I teach a number of courses. One of them is environmental conservation. Another course I helped create at Hunter, which I don't teach directly, but I do teach, is environmental justice, climate justice. And one of the things at the department we try to do at the Department of Geography and Environmental Studies is we're really trying to reach out to communities and form some sort of long-lasting 100-year partnership. I'm exaggerating, I'm sorry, but it's a 100-year partnership we want to with the communities where we kind of co-create knowledge. One of the things that I teach in the courses that I teach Latin America, I teach environmental conservation, climate justice, is that the communities know what they're dealing with better than the scholars. But the scholars can help them just gather the data, make sense of the data, create the maps, and to help inform policy. And a lot of this inspired, at least from my end, I'm really only speaking to myself, is the garbage offensive, the Young Lords, and all the other climate, environmental justice actions that have taken place around the country. So we're hoping to form some sort of long-lasting collaboration with the Community Board 11 and other non-government organizations and community-based organizations in East Harlem, and a handful of other community board organizations in the South Bronx. So I'm going to very quickly just launch my slide here. If you just give me a second, I don't know why I can't share right now. Slideshow, okay. I apologize for the delay. It was supposed to be up, and I think I just went out. Okay, so very briefly, again, I apologize because subbing for somebody and it was a last minute. So this is the idea here is we want to create some sort of long-term community-based sustainability action. And I'm sorry, I'm going to brush here, but what the aim is to create a hub centered on human well-being. And this human well-being is really, initially, we want to look at how we can help collect data to be able to present to the community board members and to the general population about urban heat vulnerabilities, the idea of greening, for example. And this is going to be done through actual classwork that students do. The idea here is for civic engagement. Capstone research projects are semester-long projects where students go out into the field, do some sort of research that is going to benefit communities and going to benefit the city as a whole. We also want to do some sort of community training sessions led by Hunter faculty. So the program focus for now is on community board 11, 8, and 1 and 2 in the Bronx. And I'm sorry if I'm going a little fast. I want to have some time for, oops, there we go. So one of the aims is to create an online shareable database. And again, one of the things I want to stress that this is a Hunter-wide collaboration. This is anthropology, sociology, urban studies, film and media department. They're all interested in creating a partnership. And the main thing here is to invite people who might be interested in the workshop to create some sort of, at the very least, a memorandum of understanding of what this partnership can kind of look like and how it's going to develop over the next several years, actually, hopefully decades. So some of it is going to be around environmental sensitive monitoring. And one of the projects we did last fall was looking at urban heat vulnerability, creating some sort of maps, and looking at noise pollution and other things. So part of it also is we want to have some sort of oral histories and archival materials, and maybe help some of the local organizations create or update environmental justice tours so that the knowledge that's in the communities can be preserved. And again, a lot of this is documentary research. A lot of this is research that's supposed to help people. At the end of the day, that's what Hunter College wants. We have a new president who really wants to create Hunter College to be a hub for climate justice, not just in the city, but around the general region. Again, this database is the idea is to promote discussion of issues and what are the possible solutions. The best ideas always come from the people in the community because you're there. There's 5 to 10, 15-year lag between what what happens in the community and what the people are experiencing and how that gets to. We don't want to be the ivory tower. We don't want to be the ivory tower. So the idea here is to be able to also to give back to the community in the sense of training the people from the community to become the policymakers, the researchers for the next several years. So what are some of the initial themes? Again, this is nothing set in stone. We really want to hear from you. The idea is, again, that you know better than we do. So the four main themes, and the one that I'm really interested in is the last two, so I'll start there. But the idea of storm surges, cloud bursts, sea level rise. If I had a look a few weeks ago at the map that the insurance industry has made for flooding, and they already know where the highest flood risk is and which places are going to be much more resilient than others. And there's a lot of projects that are happening around the city to create seawalls that will protect certain communities and not others. The other thing is something along this idea of just energy transitions and how that can help folks in communities lower their AC costs and also mitigate things like those extreme heat events that we've been experiencing with greater frequency over the last several years. We want to also look at possible collaborations in food security, whether community gardens can provide, if there's data there to expand community gardens, for example, so that this can inform policy. And ultimately, urban greening, in a lot of ways, is not just more trees, but also more greenery in people's homes. How can we get plants? Because this, again, improves people's everyday people's well-being. So what we're trying to do right now is to invite people and to see which people would be interested in creating some sort of memorandum of understanding and to help found a mission statement. This would be probably, I hate to be frank, but it might be a two-part process, some meeting, which a tentative date is March 6th, but there was an email just an hour or two ago, hoping for March 12th. And then we create a working group that can hopefully, get the ball rolling to have some sort of, we're hoping for an Earth Day launch date. Funding sources will probably come from a variety. This is just some that we're looking into for now. Hopefully you guys might know of other funding sources. And the idea here is to have a 50-50 mix between Hunter, faculty, staff, and possibly some students, especially to create the set of values. The most important thing here is to have this understanding that the best ideas come from the margins. The best ideas come from the community, the people that normally don't have any voice. And we're here to really work with you in creating a more just future for the city and for the communities. Okay, I hope this made sense. I'm sorry if I rushed through this. Does anybody have any questions? I hope I can answer them. I'm like number 6 on the totem pole. So that, yeah.
Ramiro, I think you captured the essence of the work that we have been doing. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
We'll eventually have a lot of more questions, but we do have one,
Please.
Chancellor.
Yeah, I have two questions. One, this database, who are you guys modeling this database after? So we can potentially go look, research ourselves, previous databases, just like that.
I couldn't quite hear you. I'm sorry, if you could repeat yourself.
Yeah, the database, right, that you guys are trying to create, who did you guys model this database after this program? So we can.
We are trying to model on some sort of participatory democracy thing. So it's unclear, to be completely honest with you. We would hope that you tell us. Again, this is really, the ball is in your court in a lot of ways. We want to give opportunities for our students to do research. But at the same time, it's got to be meaningful research, not just for the students, but also for the community boards. That's a non-answer. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, no, I think you may have misunderstood my question. Maybe I worded it wrong. Are there other databases similar to like the one you guys are trying to create?
Okay, I don't know. Maybe some of the other people do know. As far as I know, I haven't been to all the meetings. I don't really know, so I apologize for not knowing.
No, it's okay. Maybe I can chip in a little bit. All of this is like a new initiative that we're trying to basically go in different neighborhoods, even do walkthroughs of different neighborhoods to see how the heat is affecting in one side rather than the. I'm sure that there's other research out there, but we want to like collaborate with Hunter students and the community board rather than just one specific organization doing all of it themselves. We want to also be the part of the decision making and everything that is happening. So it's like all of this is like a brand new initiative between the Hunter College and community members, and I'm included because I'm the chair of it. So I basically told them to come over here. So if anybody is interested, we would love all of the voices because we all live here. But thank you, Ramiro. I know it's a lot, and thank you for chipping in. Tapashi, you have your hands up.
Yes. I'm sorry. Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So as you're talking about this, it reminds me of our story map for the National Register of Historic Places for Marcus Garvey. That's a great deliverable that we received out of that National Register. So Professor Campos, if you want to put your email in the chat, I can share that with you. Rosa is also familiar with it. But I think it's very user friendly and it was a great product from that. It can be very complicated. So having that story map simplifies it. So yes, I love this initiative.
If I can just give you an example of what's something that film and media studies department did last semester, one of the professors, along with their students, they did something called Radical Atmospheres, which is a web-based app where you go to certain locations within Spanish Harlem and you can see events that the Young Lords had done. And so we want to expand that kind of collaborative, artistic, multidisciplinary kind of approach to telling the stories and mitigating, climate change and expanding climate justice.
Yes. Yes. And more to come. This is like new. This is like on the introduction basis. So if anyone wants to join, yes. Oh. Yeah, so I'm gonna put us all in an email. Whoever wants to join, please let me know so we can all collaborate and be the voice of the people that are not able to be here. Thank you so much, Professor Campos. I will also put you in an email with Tapashi if Tapashi is unable to reach out to see on the chat. Um, Thank you so much for presenting today, and we shall probably see each other next month.
Kenny, do you have the?
Yes, I have all the information.
I was going to say the presentation.
Yeah. Professor Campos is going to send it to me right now. Everything was last minute. Apologies for this. Okay, we are moving on with information presentation from Supporting Parks and Rehabilitation Communities Studies. Oh, Sparks, yes.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, Rashi, how are you?
Okay, hi, it's good to see you. And excited to see you tomorrow.
Yes.
I'm also joined by my colleague Mawaz Abdelwadoud, who's a research scientist at the CUNY School of Public Health. Is it okay if I share my screen?
Yes, please.
Okay, so apologies, this is going to be another information dense quick walkthrough, but I'll try and keep it straightforward. So hi everyone, my name is Rajesh Sandkat. I'm here on behalf of 3x3 Design. We're a community-centered design studio that's based in Brooklyn. And we have partnered with the CUNY School of Public Health on a citywide initiative called the Supporting Parks and Revitalizing Community Study, which is mouthful, so we just say SPARKS. SPARKS is a National Institutes of Health funded study that looks at how community-led programming in our local parks can support health and well-being and social connection over time. So at a high level, it looks at or it asks a simple question: what happens when communities themselves are invited to shape and lead and co-own the social programming that happens in their park? And is there a tangible impact on health and well-being? We're excited that we are about to kick off Wave 2 tomorrow, in fact. And White Playground in East Harlem in this community district has been selected for this exciting study. We know that this park has gone through pretty major physical renovations through the Community Parks Initiative years ago. And so we are looking to build on that work and that investment by focusing more on the social and well-being aspect of the park. So how are people gathering? What's bringing them together? And how can we, again, bring people together to feel a sense of shared ownership and stewardship? So at the end of this process, Sparks, so each park that you see listed here on the site receives a few things. National Institutes of Health funding package. So each site gets around $25,000 to work with. That goes towards creating a new community-based program that comes out of this co-design process, as well as goes towards stipends for what we call community champions. We're really excited that Rosa Diaz has decided and so willingly will be one of our champions. We have about 9 to 10 others that are representatives and local residents from the neighborhood who will also be joining us. Our community champions are the anchor of this process. They are people that care deeply about their park, and they will be working with us over about an 18-month period to go through a rigorous co-design process where they'll learn how to do community engaged research. They'll develop proposals for these new programs. They'll prototype those new programs. And then later this fall in 2026, they will actually fully launch these new programs. So I know that was a mouthful, but I also wanted to flag that the co-design process, when we say co-design, we're talking about something that's very open and participatory. So yes, we have 10 champions, but they will be meeting up regularly in what we call community meetups. The whole point of Sparks is to not have decision-making happen behind closed doors, but to open it up to everyone in the neighborhood. So we'll be back pretty much every month starting in March with our champions doing community engagement activities, and we'd love to come back here to share those updates as we can. So 2 requests for me today, or 2 questions, I guess, is we'd love to be able to come back here to share updates as that work progresses. So if that feels okay for you, we can work with you to coordinate that. Second, and I think more importantly, we have a champions team already in place, but we are always looking for individuals that are interested in participating in any type of way in this process, as well as I think community partners are going to play a really big role in amplifying this work and helping our work connect to the broader neighborhood. So if you are a part of or of a local organization or a school or a faith organization or even a business that could help us bring this program to life between now and this fall, we'd be very excited to partner with you, and we can talk a bit more about what that looks like. I think that's it from me. I'm happy to answer any questions, and I think this link was already shared with the group, but I can also throw it into the chat, and I can also throw my email and our website in as well.
Awesome, thank you. We do have a couple of questions. Debbie, then Russell.
Very quickly, what was the criteria that you used to select White Park? Not just because you renovated it years ago, were there other indicators or things that you were looking for? Because I wonder, White Park right now has been having Salsa Wednesdays for the past 3 years, and I'm hoping that maybe you've taken time to kind of do some pre-research to see where it's going.
Yeah, I'll pass that question to my colleague Moaz to share a bit more about how these sites were chosen.
Yeah, okay, thank you so much, Jess. Thanks for this question. Okay, so this was not actually solely our CUNY research group decision, which parks should we work with. It was with Partnership for Parks. So where we had these kind of discussions. So to give you part of the history of this project, this was during COVID time when we had these kind of problems of social isolation and mental health problems associated with this. And in parallel to this problem, we had a privilege of having these gentrified, renovated parks in different locations, local small parks. So with Partnership for Parks, we decided, should we have this kind of privilege or working on this gentrification, physical space improvement to add some programming so we can improve social and mental well-being and quality of life. So in addition to our interest in this, they added this list of the parks that we actually took from them to work on them. Most of these parks were renovated during the time, I think 2018, 2019, then COVID hit. Then we started to renovate these parks in two different ways, renovation physical space and adding some programming. So I would say we didn't make the decision based on our interest or we love some parks more than others, but part of these parks were renovated at that time and they were best positioned for programming from our side to do this kind of community engage approach and trying to bring some programming to improve social and mental well-being. But definitely now we have like 4 parks for wave 2. We have previous 4 parks. We try to make sure that we are doing this spreading out in the 4 boroughs, not including States Island. So we are working on these 4 boroughs. And interestingly, based on our experience in wave 1, some of our previous community partners actually are now supporting our work in the new community programming in the new parks. As you can see here, these are 4 locations in the 4 boroughs. We have 4 previous locations in wave 1. So we are still interested in doing this. Hopefully, if we get a new research grant, we can expand to more parks. Hopefully, ideally, we can expand to all parks in New York City.
Question, but the thing is that you have White Park and then you have Ronald McNair Park that's gonna get $8 million, coming down like in a year or two. Maybe you would think to use that opportunity to get information for programming there, as an option, because White Park, while it does need more, you have an opportunity to look down the road with Ronald McNair Park, which is gonna get a lot of money. Like $8 million.
Yes,
Yeah,
definitely collaboration will be great on this. We are also thinking about sustainability after finishing our work. How can we collaborate and expand our work? Probably, I would say this is a personal opinion that our edge is our community designed approach. So we can expand
Yeah,
and collaborate
so
in this with others.
I can also weigh in here. Yeah, I think it sounds like, I think your other question around the Salsa Wednesdays, and if we've done any pre-discovery research, we had a team of field researchers across all 4 of our wave 2 sites out over the fall and in the late summer. And so we know that there's some really great programming that already exists, and they were also tasked with going around to connected parks, because I think a part of this is, of course, not to bring this program just to the white playground and sort of be confined within those geographic boundaries, but to sort of think about this as how can we use this as an opportunity to connect these playgrounds and public spaces that we know everyone in the community is already using. I think your question about, why was this selected as a site for the study might be something we can go back to Partnership for Parks for. So I think it may have came before we had really joined, but I'm happy to report back on that if you'd like.
Russell, you have a question?
Yes, thank you so much. We have another question.
I just wanted to know who was the 25,000 funding going to, and I just was unclear in the stipend as well.
So the funding for this study comes from the National Institutes of Health, since it is a public health oriented study. That $25,000 package goes to each of the 4 sites. So each site gets that sort of pot, and the stipends for the champions will be coming out of that pot, in addition to all the costs associated with running a program. So marketing, booking vendors, booking programmers to come in and do programming. So it's meant to be sort of a pot of funding that the teams can use with some constraints and some guidelines for implementing their program at the end of the day.
So just to be clear, the 25,000 would be for the site and the programming around that site. And it would include the stipend, et cetera?
Yeah.
Or,
So the stipend
okay.
gets pulled from that 25,000 because it's and also other participant
No,
stipends.
I got
can
you.
come from it.
I
Yeah.
follow. I just was, it's a lot more clear now. I got you.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank
No worries.
We have one question from Russell and then Connie.
Okay, my questions are, you said you had 2 requests. First, to revisit community board to be able to give us some updates and progress. Am I correct?
Yeah, that was the first one.
And then you said you were with your champions team, your champions team, you were trying to recruit. Is that correct?
Yeah, we have a fully we have a pretty full champions team now. But we would be interested in folks who want to join in as participants in the co-design in more of a low lift way. The champions is quite an intensive sort of leadership program. And so there are a few other ways of participating, either by just joining in on a community meetup, or if you represent or are involved with a community organization as a community partner. So, you know, if you represent a grassroots group, we can work out an arrangement with you.
I'm trying to be clear what you're asking. So if you already have predetermined teams that are already there, what's the request here? You're coming to the community board for what purpose? Are we going to be involved in this, or you're coming into our community deciding which parks you have, if everything was predetermined and you're just doing it as a formality, telling us what you're going to do, or you're asking us to be involved in it? Because I don't see where we're going to be involved in it. You're just telling us what you're going to do, and then what outcomes you want to have. You said you want to create another program. At the bottom line, your long-term goal is to create another program out of this, correct?
Yeah, so I can take a step back and maybe clarify a few things. So we have done recruitment in the neighborhood to find local champions, Rosa Diaz being one of them, and a lot of others that represent either groups of organizations or just average residents. So that recruitment took place over the winter and into January. My ask for this is I'd love to learn more about how we can keep the community board involved in an initiative like this that sort of changes, and we'll have new information as it goes. And then my second ask was if there are any folks in the room who represent any community organizations, please reach out to us. We'd love to include you as part of our community partner circle in this initiative. Does that help clarify a few things?
It helps clarify it, but then for me, it's Ms. Diaz knew about it as the chair of our committee, but if the committee had known about this, so we could have been a part of it, and while you were developing that, I would feel more comfortable, and I think the committee would feel more comfortable, and as we welcome something to our community, you have something that's already taken off, so we're just on the sideline looking at it develop.
I can clarify that. Okay, I can clarify that because I didn't know, because I was the chair of this committee. I knew before I was in a meeting, I signed up for it, and it just so happened that I believe they sent an email to Khalid asking to present to the committee, and then he introduced it. Oh, Rosa Diaz is the chair of the Community Board 11 Environment, Open Space, and Parks. That's how we know each other afterwards. Okay. But I signed up before. Yeah.
And,
okay.
Next question. And I can also say that nothing has happened yet. We have not begun the co-design process. There's a lot more to go between now and then. So really, this is just meant to be, you know, we're excited to do this. We'd love to work with the community board on however best works for you all. And it's not meant to be something where the outcome has already been determined. We don't know what the program will look like, and that's sort of why we are excited to work with the group of champions as well as community members.
Can I make a request to you? Could you find a way where
absolutely.
You can community board, how could we be engaged as the process, to be intricately involved in that, there's something going to be impacting our community, not just be on the sidelines, okay?
Yeah,
So
I
they
think, and sorry, maybe I should have been more clear. That is my ask, which is, we'd love to coordinate and collaborate with the community board closer. So I'd be happy to speak to someone about that more one-to-one if that's helpful.
Thank you, Rajiv. So if anyone is interested in joining Sparks, you're more than welcome to. I will forward all the members his email because they wanted to come to present here, and it just so happens that I'm also the chair for this committee. Connie has a question, and do you have a question?
No, Connie.
Okay, Connie has, yeah, I acknowledge her before. Go ahead, Connie.
Question and comment. Question is, it seems to me that this funding going into White Park or White Playground, which is previously in 2017 through the Marcus Garvey Park Alliance, was allotted funding for that very same park. Federal funding came down through the state funding, and it's city funding through the Department of Health. So I don't think that's a coincidence. That's why this is happening in that location, or that site was picked. And I'm just going to reiterate something that Russell was bringing up. Seems to me that this presentation should have occurred some time ago, when you were actively recruiting champions or whatever. It feels like this coming to the community board a little bit on the late side. Thank you.
Yeah, I think that's noted, and I think we recognize we maybe could have come in a little earlier, but we're excited to continue to build a relationship as the project goes forward.
Thank you so much. It's always better late than never, and I do thank you for coming in and advising, making all of us aware of what's happening. And again, if anyone wants to join, you will get his email with any information, so you can contact him directly. I wanted them to come present before I send any information out, so you guys can have an understanding of what it is that you're joining. Thank you guys so much. I will be in contact. And hopefully you guys can come next month so we can continue the engagement and you can hear from the community directly.
Thank you so much for having with us. Thanks for all the thoughtful questions as well.
So the presentation is going to be sent out to me.
Well, the documents that he just reviewed, you guys already have access to. You guys already received that.
Yes. Thank you so much, Khalid, for letting us know that everyone has the presentation in your emails already too, and it will be sent out again. So please read your emails. Okay. We are moving on with informational presentation, raising awareness of, right? Are they here, the Department of Sanitation?
No, it's not DSNY. It's
Curbside.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
So it's a DSNY rule.
Oh, right.
But this is Azra.
Azra, yes.
Who is with the Lower East Side Ecology Center.
Yes, Azra. Apologies.
Oh, thank you so much, Community Board 11, for having me. I'm Azra. I'm one of the curbside composting coordinators at the Lower East Side Ecology Center. We're one of the leading community composting organizations in New York City. We do have a curbside composting outreach team. So we do collaborate with DSNY with outreach efforts about curbside composting collection. And we are funded through City Council. So I will share my slides. I'll try my best to cover everything within the 15 minutes. Do you see my slides?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you. Okay, so a little bit about the Ecology Center. We were founded in 1987 by Christina Dotz and Clyde Romero. We host e-waste and textile collection events. Yes.
I think you have something on your screen. Maybe you want to allow it. So there
Oh,
we go.
yes. So sorry about that. Is it okay now?
Yes, it's perfect.
Okay, great, thank you. We host e-waste and textile collection events, and we host food scrap drop-off sites. We also have wonderful stewardship opportunities that help beautify green spaces in New York City, and we provide educational programming, such as our food justice program and workshops and cooking classes, and street tree care events as well for all New York City residents. Why composting is so important. Composting is a tangible way to mitigate the impacts of climate change. It reduces methane emissions from going into landfills, and containerizing our food waste, key to tackling climate change. It's key to tackling the rat population as well. And making compost, of course, helps build healthy soil and absorb stormwater. Also, over a third of our organics are being sent to landfills that are negatively impacting communities of color and low-income communities. Methane is a very harmful greenhouse gas that's 20 to 80 times more potent than carbon dioxide. And of course, this is also extremely costly. This waste being sent to landfills hundreds of miles away, out of state. So this is also just a reminder, because we do want to reach as many people as possible in New York City about this mandate. And it's the separation of yard waste, food scraps, and food soil paper being mandatory. So that is under Local Law 85 of 2023. And curbside composting is now active throughout the entire city. It is mandatory to separate your food waste, your food scraps, and food soil paper from trash. And then food waste at curbside must be in a 55-gallon bin or less. Leaf and yard waste can be in a clear plastic bag or a paper bag next to your bin. But of course, anytime there's food waste involved, it always has to be containerized. You can mix yard waste with food waste, but anytime food waste is involved, it has to be containerized. And residential buildings with 4 or more units must have a clearly marked storage area for the collections of their compostables. And it needs to have a what to compost decal as well. And this is the same day as your recycling day. So, and since January 5th of this year, fines for non-compliance are now like in effect for all buildings if you do not, if you're not separating your food waste from regular garbage. And so if you don't have a bin, a curbside composting bin, that doesn't mean you're going to get a violation. It's if they'll be checking, DSNY enforcement is checking to see if you have it in your trash, if you have it in mixed material. But what goes in your curbside composting bin? Plants, leaves, twigs, flowers, leaf and yard waste, fruit, vegetables, meat, dairy, and bones, prepared foods, also like food soil paper, like napkins and towels, paper plates that are not coated with plastic. And then no metal, glass, plastic, cartons, clean paper, pet waste, medical waste, diapers. So these are your composting options in New York City. Of course, I'm talking about the curbside composting program. That's a free curbside composting collection with DSNY. There's also the smart bins. You need the NYC composting app to open these bins. And they show you all the locations in New York City. They tell you if they're full or if they're empty, if they're half full. So that's also super helpful. They're also solar powered. They accept the same things that the DSNY bins take. And you can also put individual plastic bags for both the curbside composting collection smart bins. They have a the packaging system. It's called the Tiger that opens and separates the bags from the organics. And then we have the food scrap drop-off sites. We host many of them, and they do not take meat, dairy, and bones or individual plastic bags, but they take compostable bags. But always check with your site, your food scrap drop-off site, if it's on the community composting level, to see what they. I also just want to talk about where the organics are going. So about half is going to Fresh Kills on Staten Island. Since curbside composting became citywide as of October 24, the site has expanded and they're getting more organics. It used to be so most of the food scraps collected from curbside do go to Staten Island and are processed there. But even more so now are coming there from it's like South Brooklyn especially. And then curbside collection bag leaves and yard waste citywide are processed there as well. Also, links can receive free compost. If you go to nyc.gov/ get compost, you'll see a list of sites and also compost giveaways that the city hosts. And of course, they become finished compost there. About half also goes to Newtown Creek, a wastewater treatment plant facility in Greenpoint, Brooklyn, that processes sewage from Manhattan, Queens, and Brooklyn. That is where food scraps are mixed in with sewage and they are anaerobically co-digested to produce methane. This methane is captured and repurposed to heat homes and electrify buildings in New York City and is fed into the natural gas grid to power buildings, as I said. And then extra methane sometimes may need to be flared into the atmosphere, but this is still less environmentally costly than landfilling. Here are just some best practices and tips for people to separate their food waste at home. Of course, there's no one-size-fits-all approach. You can use Tupperware, you can use repurposed bags or bread bags, for example. You can freeze your food waste if that helps you, if it takes you a while to collect all your food waste and then you want to go drop off to your curbside bin, or maybe you have your own composting system in your backyard, or you want to go to the drop-off site. And so, yeah, and you can line it with any kind of bag, which gives people options. It can be a BPI compostable bag, it could be a paper bag, it can be a plastic bag if it's the curbside bin or the smart bin. I have wonderful info sessions as well, and so do we. Here are some other tips for storing our food waste at home. I love this example from Jackie Ottman. She actually clipped an extra bag to her trash bin. So it just shows you, like, you don't have to change your habits too much to participate in this program. And then I love how, like, some folks are using, like, repurposing yogurt containers. We also actually are happy to collaborate with you all in your events. We're happy to do like a kitchen container giveaway, talk to residents about curbside composting as well as other composting options in New York City. And also hold other community presentations as well. This is on your recycling day. And if you go to nyc.gov/collection day, you'll see when your recycling day is. It does have to have that orange what to compost decal on the bin. It doesn't necessarily have to be that brown bin. You can also use a bin of your own, as long as it has a secure lid and it's not larger than 55 gallons. And then the bin minimum is 10 gallons. And then this is also just some tips for food waste reductions, to eat your leftover or label food in the fridge, utilize your freezer to store food so it'll last longer, do more smaller shops instead of large grocery hauls, sell by date, and also I know I get excited about this part because I love to make meals out of like things I already have in my kitchen. Like I surprise myself sometimes. These are actually these cookies here are actually some of the things that actually go to our food scrap drop-off site, and these are actually like pretty good to eat. Yeah, so just like some examples of like how to.
You're cutting off.
Okay, do you hear me now?
Yes.
That was my presentation, and we would love to collaborate on like community events. I can set up a table, talk to residents, and have like a giveaway. I can give away like bio bags for folks, like kitchen containers as well. Share best practice tips. And let me know if you have any questions as well. Thank you all for your time.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. I'm already signing you up for Earth Day, so you can give a couple of giveaways and we can put it in the flyer so more people can come and join.
I would love that. Thank you so much.
Of course. Does anyone have any questions? Everyone understood the assignment, and if anything, your information will be provided to them too. If that's okay.
Okay, that's great. Thank you. I'll send you the slides and I'll send you some flyers as well.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, we are finished with all of that. Now we're going, Jess, you have a question?
Con Edison didn't make it. The Con Ed.
For,
Yeah,
for,
Con Ed. Yeah,
for April 22nd.
They were no, on the agenda. Con Ed is on there.
This is the new agenda.
Oh.
That's why
It's okay. It was a bit confusing. It's okay.
There.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
I thank you, God. This man right here, he talked about my dog, y'all.
Oh,
Everybody
yeah,
around me, that's why I said Jeffrey, you know Jeffrey. We can talk, I'm gonna find you.
We're gonna meet Jeffrey March
Yes,
7th.
okay? But
Thank you so much. Have a good night. And we are moving on with our old business about the city museum. So we are having our Earth Day, right? In the City Museum of New York, and we are doing a walkthrough for any of the members that want to do the walkthrough. I will send you the information for next week. And any other logistics that we need to plan other than adding
What date and
Azra?
time is it?
What time is what? The Earth Day?
No, the
It's at 3 p.m.
3 p.m.
Yes, I will send you the information so we don't have everybody coming at the same time and date. It's only for us members.
What day of the week?
She just said she gonna send it to. I didn't know why, but she explained
You
why.
said next week.
I will send the information next week with regards to only members only visits.
Okay. I'm hearing something different. You're sending out information next week for a date next week, or you're sending out something next week that will have a date on it for us to do it.
Thank you.
I'm wondering what
I
you're
will,
saying.
let me finish. I will send you the information probably tonight, hopefully, or maybe tomorrow, with the information for next week so we can do a walkthrough of the city of Museum of New York for next
Okay,
week.
so when you send it out, it'll be a date next week that we have to consider.
Yes.
That's what I'm asking.
Gotcha.
Okay, no problem.
Okay. Okay. So it's gonna be April 22nd. Everyone knows that 10 to 2 p.m. And the current partners that we have, I do have a list for everyone to know. Friends of Espinat, of course, she's right here. Friends of, yes. Okay, and also we have Green Thumb because we are going to collaborate. And hopefully, we have, I don't know, maybe 2 community gardens that come and do some type of educational environmental justice awareness. And we're also gonna have Billion Oysters, which we met today actually, thanks to Maria, who is here in person. Thank you for connecting me with them. I didn't know too much of the importance of oysters, other than eating them.
Oh, they're fabulous.
And do you want to have a question?
I had a question.
Yes.
Do you remember, or do anyone remember last year there was a company that was giving out like trees, small?
Yes, we act.
That was we
We
act?
act.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
they are of course signed up for it too. And I was just reminded right now of BioBus, even though we did include them last year. We're also gonna have the plastic organization represented here. Obviously we are, and now Civitas, of course, they already signed up. Billions Oysters, I met with them today thanks to Maria. Con Edison always comes, and I know also the Department of Environmental Protection. They came in last year also for the first time, and they brought reusable mugs and gave out like 100 of them to like a lot of people. So we'll reach out to them definitely. Con Edison comes and provides a lot of information, including how to, like, some type of training on how to have your bill decrease or something. I don't know. I know my mom signed up for it, so that's how I know. Anybody else that I may be forgetting?
What about that fashion art?
Oh yeah.
Fashion.
Yes, this is why I needed my notebook because
Fashion show.
yes, the fashion show. And then the dance, they're also gonna have the dance and ofrenda.
Yeah.
Yes,
yoga.
ofrenda. Yes, ofrenda. Because breathing is important.
Can I
Yes, please.
ask, the chess, is that Connie or?
That's Connie. Yes.
Connie, can you, will they be available?
So all of the artists from last year are interested in coming back this year. The Trashin show is a little iffy because Susan Stair will not be in New York at the time. She's looking for someone to fill in for her to do the coordination, which is really quite complicated. But everyone else is interested in participating. My question is, at the Museum of the City of New York, are we going to be also using indoors as well as outdoors?
So I guess if we need to, we are going to see the space next week because I know they're having some scaffolding, some work done to the front of the museum. So this is why we're going to see it next week if it's feasible to do it on the, what do you call it?
On the ground.
What do you call the front of the?
Well,
The
patio.
terrace.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the terrace. Yeah, there we go.
Terrace
Or
patio.
if they offer another space, and we said that maybe it can be on that space, or maybe they can be on the terrace like we've been using. So basically, I don't know just yet until.
So it will determine whether or not the artist can participate because we had some issues last year. Particularly the dancers, it's very dangerous for them to be performing on cement. And so they had to, really modify what they did. I know the first year that we did this event at the Museum of the City of New York, we had presenters inside, downstairs, and used the stage. And I know that last year also, there were some people came who were expecting to present and weren't given an opportunity to present. So I'm wondering, are we going to do presentations as well as tabling? Which I think if we can figure out how to do that, that makes a much more interesting event. And it also makes it an indoor-outdoor thing.
Right, I wonder who was the person that was supposed to present that they didn't present.
I remember walking around the tables and talked to everybody who had a table. And a couple of people said to me, they were showing me the little presentation on their portable device. And they said to me, well, we thought we were going to be presenting and that they would have like a regular presentation, slideshow. So a couple of people at the tables had slideshows expecting that they were going to have an opportunity to present.
I wish I would have known because we did have at the El Barrio, we did have a TV already set up inside the little kitchen area. So we did have people in there doing even educational presentations. So I don't know who that was, but it would have been great to bring it to my attention. Malik?
I was gonna say, like, doing it at the Museum of the City of New York, it'll be set up a little differently.
Yeah.
I know that because when we did presentations, it went through one specific spot and place, and it won't be like an indoor-outdoor. That was a little bit more unique at El Museo because you would have to go inside, and then we had a lot of people outside, in which when we was at the City of New York, the Museum of the City of New York, we was all outside and the presentations happened right there amongst everyone. So I think it was a little different dynamic. It probably, I don't think we had a slideshow. I can't remember us having a slideshow, but a form of presentations we did have
Right.
at the first location. So I think it's a different and more unique place. Maybe you can look at it and kind of send a video to them so that they can see if it will work out. Because I remember the layout of when we was at the Museum of the City of New York. So I just wanted to bring that to your attention, Connie. Like, would it be a different location and maybe it'll work out and it won't be like us, coming outside and then going inside or, just to speak to it just a little bit.
Yeah, we'll probably take pictures and videos. Yes.
But it seems like we have a lot of potential presenters. Is 10 to 2 enough time to capture everything? Or is there a possibility we can extend it?
No.
Yeah, so not everyone is going to present. Some of them will have just like giveaways and have some flyers in there for awareness only. Some of them will present and request to present. You can't just show up and say, I'm going to present, right? Because like we're not ready for that. But if you say, okay, in the email, obviously, like you're new to the committee. In the email last year, I was like, do you want to present? Do you want to table? Do you know what I mean? So like they will have the option to pick to present. So they're ready. So we are ready too.
So are we gonna have like a keynote speaker then, where it's one big person, that's wow. One organization that would be the keynote, that be the lead of the presenters, or are we doing like a panel style?
No, so in the past, we'll have an agenda and someone would basically narrate the event. So you'll see it and maybe she'll send you the past agenda, but it'll have a highlighted of timeframes of presenters and through the presentation, there are still people that are tabling as well. Or so it'll come through together. You don't see it now,
right?
But it has come.
It has worked.
It has worked very, very well, smoothly and yeah.
So we are going to create a program together. Let me just find the.
And are we gonna meet more frequently? Because it just good at calendar wise, the next time we meet is next month. And then there it is.
So normally when we get Rosa will create ways for us to talk offline, just so that we can. Unofficially, so that we can get the work done. For whoever wants to join, it'll be like a weekly,
meeting.
Not meeting, but
Unofficial meeting.
Yeah.
Yes, updates. Thank you.
Of what's going on, so that we can
all plan it. So we
plan
can
it
all
together,
plan
yes.
it, and all of our comments, decision making. Well, not decision making, but all of our planning and ideas can come together, and we can, So when we come next month, we already have something in place.
Yeah, most. So I want to say it's probably now that she's would like to meet talk once a week, so that we can update each other on what's going on and where to do what.
Yes. And we are going to see. We have to also vote on utilizing the committee's
Discretionary
tiny
funds.
little funds to spend it on Earth Day, which that vote will go out next month. Sorry.
You guys want to do it? We can vote now.
You can do it now.
It wasn't on the agenda.
New business. Yeah, we could create a new business.
If anyone wants to propose a motion.
The budget's 500, correct?
Yes.
Okay. I know there was like some discussion, like what was that?
So that was the old business. So now we're gonna go to the new business where we can propose and do a motion to spend the little tiny committee's fund.
Okay, I propose the committee to use the discretionary budget for the Earth Day event.
Second.
Did I do that correctly?
Is it discretionary fund? So that's the committee allotted.
We know what you mean. We'll word it the right way.
I wish we had enough money to be good.
1 second. It's not discretionary.
We know it's not discretionary.
It is the committee's allotted funds.
The committee.
Whatever.
For
It's
community.
$500, yes?
You have to go over with Angel and the treasurer regarding how much you guys have. That's something you have to identify. That's typically what you should identify first. But you can make a generic motion that you'd want to use whatever committee funds are available for your Earth Day 2026.
Okay.
Whatever the committee's.
I motion whatever the committee allowed it fund to be used for the Earth Day event on April 22nd, 2026.
Second. Debbie seconds. Thank you, so and Debbie.
And then we could find someone to
And-
get that money involved.
Do we need roll call? Yeah, we need roll call, right? Or we can just.
You want to do roll call, or would you can
just are all in favor?
Okay, so are all in favor?
Yes.
Anyone? Thank you. I forget about the Zoom option. I
Any
apologize.
objections, any extensions?
Agatha, you have a question?
Yeah,
Any of-
the 500, is this something that gets replenished every year, or how does that work? Because I remember you guys used 500 for the Christmas tree. So I just want to know, how does that work? Like the money.
So thank you for that question. This committee does not utilize anything other than environmental stuff. The other 500 that we voted on was from EcoDev. You're getting your committees mixed up.
I'm asking because I do not know, not trying to mix it up.
No. I'm saying, like, because I am in the same committee as you, we did vote on utilizing that $500 last year. And it does get replenished every single year. Yes,
I
Chair?
think to make it more clear, every committee gets an allotted amount, so EcoDev chose to put that towards the Christmas tree.
I see.
They didn't have an event, so they might use it differently this year, so it was a good question. Every year, they can pass it along or use it themselves.
Right.
So 500 every committee, and then they get to use it however they see.
As long as they don't give money to another committee.
Yes, we're able to also donate it to a different committee, youth and education,
Go ask
public
licenses for more money.
safety.
But it's a one time every year.
One time. Yes. And any organization, food, restaurants, anyone, anyone that is able to donate also food for Earth Day.
Here to them.
Clarification.
Yes,
The
Chancellor.
year is from September to April, to May.
To June.
To June. That's the year.
Yes, that is the board's year committee.
Just want for clarification.
Yeah.
Yes.
The year.
Yes.
Any objections?
Oh, I forgot. Any objections? No one. Any abstentions? No one. Okay.
Wake
Yes,
up,
it
Mr.
passed
Russell.
unanimously.
Wake up.
Okay, and we have our last business, our last new business. Thank you so much. My brain was not registering the thing on paper. So we are doing the community gardens tour this year, and it's going to start on May 30th, and every other weekend after that. We are going to plan. We have to actually pick 10 or 11 a.m. Some members will come at 10 a.m. Some members will come at 11 a.m. But again, some community gardens are there earlier, like at 10 a.m., and some of them don't get there till 11 a.m. So we are going to coordinate that with Green Thumbs. Flyer, yes.
Doesn't these community gardens have set times they're supposed to be open?
I like how you said that, supposed to be open.
No.
They do not have.
They do, but again, sometimes people are supposed to do certain things, and sometimes it happens and sometimes it doesn't. And because of that, we are going to directly work with, partner with Green Thumbs, like we have done so, to see which gardens we start with. They will be reaching out to the gardens directly. And let us know which gardens are available for which specific dates and times. And obviously, we told them that, if it's closer to each other, it'd be best. So we don't have to walk like
So just an update. We
like a mile away. Thank you for letting me finish my
yeah. We created a schedule where we would where the community gardens are around each other, so that we can possibly visit those in that specific area. So normally it'll be 5, maybe 4 or 6, depending on the area. Now, our liaison at Green Thumb, Cynthia, she was kind enough to reach out to those gardens, and she changed them up depending on who was available, what time. That was almost 2 years ago, so now we're doing the same thing.
Right.
So she had a schedule, and we pretty much is going to do the same and outline the same thing that we did 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And we just leaving it to her hands now because she understands like how we did it. So I'm pretty sure she's going to do the same thing and not have us all through East Harlem.
So with that regards, we're not gonna do no 15 minutes in one garden and 15 minutes in the other garden, because that did not seem productive 2 years ago, a year or so ago. It's gonna be a little bit longer, maybe 25 minutes to 25 minutes, because by the time we also walk to the other garden, and then, like we like to take pictures, we like to take videos, and we like to actually engage with the community gardens themselves rather than just like go see it and buy, right? We want to also engage, like, how can I help? Exactly. How can I help you? Like, are there any needs? And because we also include those specific gardens, needs and wants not wants, but needs in our district budget, that Right, exactly. So we need to actually engage more in depth with each of the community gardens. And it's not gonna be like 5 to 6 gardens. We reduced it to 3 gardens, so it can be, you know, like, I know everyone has to run it. I know everyone works, and I know everyone has a life, right? So it's like less gardens, a little bit more time with them, and then we can just go with our lives.
So less quality and improving quality.
Improving the quality of
I know that you guys
conversation.
do Saturdays,
Yeah.
I will ask for consideration, maybe do one on a Sunday for folks that work on Saturdays. You know, because for me, it was really hard to participate because Saturdays are taken up, and I wanna support, but it's just difficult, because then it's like, it's a bonding moment for the committee, and then you
Yeah.
feel like you're the outsider, because it's like, oh, I didn't do the visit, so
Yeah.
just consider it, maybe just one Sunday.
I like that.
Oh, to talk about that, consider also this evening one during the weekday. Because I visited one of the community gardens this past summer, and he was saying it was on 115 between
Madison
and Park. Yeah, he was saying that they do stuff during the evening.
That's the Cubita.
Yeah, and so I think that would be pretty cool too.
They do drawings.
If it's available, if people are available.
So the gardens are supposed to be open from like 10 to 4 or something like that. Again, with the supposed to, right? So that's why we don't do anything past 4 p.m.
But we don't, but the other thing is that we don't wanna blow somebody up either,
That's what I'm saying, supposed to,
Yeah, because
you know,
they've been
and
doing-
I
this
like
has been
the
going on for
Sunday
years.
thing.
Yeah, but no, I think that particular one, their hours is until dusk, I think.
A
And
lot of musicians go there. It's like an it's like an after work jam where a lot of musicians just show up regularly and constantly. So I don't,
I think
I
that's,
hate to blow it up. and
no,
then
no, no,
all of a
I
sudden-
think that's also a possibility that because of our engagement that is going to happen, right? They will be able to let us know of their events in advance, so we can also go on the weekends. I mean, no, on the weekdays at 9, evening, or wherever. You know what I mean? So, I like the Sunday one. Maybe we can include 1 or 2.
Whatever, I'm just saying to consider.
Yeah, we're in the
At
planning.
least
This is where we're planning. So Sundays, anyone opposed to that, or yeah, okay. Also include the Sunday.
We'll just go to Green Church.
I have church in my heart. Um, okay, I think this is great, and we can do roll call unless anyone else has anything else. Okay, Khalid, take it away.
Fernando Alvarez, present. Rosa Diaz,
Presente.
Chancellor Gregg, present. Connie Lee,
Present.
present. Senator Rivera is absent. Betty Quinones. Thank you. Russell Schuler, present. Thank you. Agatha White.
Present.
Yay! Have a good night, everyone.
Every day.
I know.